Hello there, how are you doing? Today we will be trying out a different, interesting, and really exciting project in Python, which is testing your typing speed. We will build it right from scratch, and then you can go ahead and challenge anybody from your friends, your family, and anyone. So coming to the modules that we need to import and put into use, go ahead. All I want you all to do is just read and go through the explanation that I'm saying. Just listen to it, pause the video, code it out. Okay, very simple process. Firstly, let's go ahead and import all the modules that we need. I will go ahead and increase the font. This will be better for you. Okay, so from tkinter, you say import everything. From tkinter, you say import message box. We need some pop-ups out there too. Also, we need a timer going on. So go ahead from timeit, you say import default timer as timer. Just give it an alias and also random. Go ahead and quickly type them out. Next, I'll go ahead and run my code so that we can have a visual look at the entire application and the code alongside, which will really help you in the process. Okay, there you go. This is how the first main window is going to look like. So let's see what we have to do now. We need to create this window. So we say root is equal to tk, initialize the tkinter class. Then you give it a shape. And I wanted to put the background as plain classic black. So that's what I did using configure. Next, for this portion, the root is the main window and the main widget basically, and window is where we will be doing all the typings and reading stuff. So currently all I want you all to do is create another window, put in a specific size, and you withdraw it. That is, you do not want it to be seen currently. That's it. Okay, let's minimize this. And now another thing that I want you all to do is, do you see out here it gives a high score, okay, of a certain word per minute? That is the most interesting part here. So what you do is, whenever somebody scores the highest in his or her gaming span, you store that value, that WPM, into a file and you print it out here every single time the player starts to play the game completely from scratch. So you close this down and you open it, you see a new high score or the previous one, whichever was scored. So for that, what you do is you create a highscore.txt file, and to that this is the old one. I was trying out my speeds. So you just put in a 0 there because currently there haven't been any high scores. Save that in the same directory and come back to your Python file. And we need to give it both the read and write accesses. And you declare a variable x is equal to 0. We will see why we need that. Now, after that, you need to come here and put in the widgets. There you go. You start from x1 right out here. Oh, you need to write all of this. So let's see which ones does what task. You have x1 label. Let's see your typing speed. That will be one label, a simple text one. Put in whatever styling you want. Next, we will have a button that says go. This will basically create your new window. Not create, it will bring back your old window that you created for all the typing. So for that, make sure to the button go, you say command is equal to game. Next, you put in a high score label, which just prints the word high score. Put in your stylings out there. And now we need to read the value of the high score from the text file. How do we do that? Simply do read line. We took hsfile.readline. Since it's in the string format, we can typecast it to integer and store it in a value hs. Lastly, all you have to do is again create a label, and in the text of that label, you print the hs. You don't really have to do the integer typecasting here. That's not at all necessary. So simply say text is equal to hs plus wpm, and that's done. You are done with your main window. Now what we need to do is go ahead and start playing. So I'm going to hit go and let's see how the window looks this time. Okay, there you go. Let's see how to go about this window. For that, what you need to do is go ahead and above all the widgets that you created, create a function named game. And now firstly, forget all of these lines. Let us first create the widget. I'll just decrease this so this doesn't look very cluttered. So firstly, what you have to do is create a list of all the paragraphs that you will be displaying to be typed. Now, I do not want you all to sit and type all this. So what I'll be doing is I'll provide you all with a text file containing all this entire list basically. So just to make you all have a look of how many lines have we got in there, there you go. You see this entire thing? I've collected some random paragraphs from the internet and I've put it in here. This is done. You will get this in the description below. So just quickly go and download that file and copy whatever you'll have to. Now, what we have to do is we just need to randomly collect the elements of the list one by one and display a different one every single time. So what you all do is you all use the random module now. So random.randint and select any one starting from the 0th element till the last element and store it into the variable word. Now let us go ahead and put in all the widgets very quickly. Just go ahead and copy paste. All right. Firstly, let's take a label. What the label will hold the text word. So you need to put in words of word and go ahead and copy these values that I've put in for the width, the height, and you put wrap length is 500. Okay, that's basically how many characters you want in a line. And you place it. Go ahead and do all of this. There's nothing to be explained really. You put in a button that says submit and make sure these commands are put in correctly by you. Command will be check result for the submit button. Next, you take an entry box which is basically of the type text because we need a multi-line entry box. Hence, we are not using the entry widget, we are using the text widget. Our next button will be if the user wants to exit. For that, you give the command is equal to finish, add in the values as shown in here. Please do not waste time on that. And lastly, we have the option of telling the user, do you want to play another time? Hence, another one. Let's put in an exclamation marker up here. Looks much better. And for that, again, your command will be game. Next, what you have to do is start the timer after the sentence has been displayed. Start is equal to timer, and basically it'll note the start time. It'll be stored in the variable start, and you loop your window. Now let's come out here. Now for till the end of the video, now we will be inside the game function. Now we are accessing the X variable that we declared up here using global. And the first time the user starts playing, X is going to be 0. So we withdraw the main root and increment the value of X so that these statements do not run anymore. Okay. So once it's done, you will not have to withdraw the main root again. And remember, we had withdrawn our typing window. You simply de-iconify that. So it brings it back on the screen. Next, go ahead and define the function check result. This is going to happen whenever you click the submit button. Okay, this submit button out here. So what happens is, I'll just explain in short to you. So in the answer, you have a 1 point. You say entry.get whatever the user has typed from the first line from the first character, hence 1.0, and the second parameter is till the end of the text box and subtract 1 character from there because it takes in a new line by default. Okay, so that's what you have to do, and you stop the timer immediately. So end is equal to timer. Now how do we calculate the time taken? Before that, let's go ahead and show you all how is WPM exactly calculated. So this is your entire formula. Number of characters typed by the user divided by 5. Okay, 5 is basically average number of characters in a word. So number of characters typed divided by 5. This is one entity. Now this entire thing needs to be subtracted by the errors the user has made. This entire thing becomes a second entity, and this entire thing is supposed to be divided by the time taken, which is specifically in minutes. That's it. This is all WPM means. Okay, that's basically how you calculate it. So what we do is we take the time taken as end minus start. That's very basic logic. We all understand it. Now a few basic test cases where how you can calculate the errors. Time is calculated, that is done. Now important part is errors. So let's say ABCDE was the actual string and ABCD has been typed in by the user. That is your answer. So firstly, what you do is you subtract the greater length from the greater length. You subtract the smaller one. Hence, you get error as 1. Okay, that's the first logical step. And the second logical step is you just keep comparing character by character. You loop through the smaller sentence and check with the bigger one. Okay, that's basically it. If you want, you can just go ahead and try it out in rough. And that's all we are doing here. So I quickly want you all to go ahead and type this down. So okay, just give me a moment. Yeah, so if length of this is in just what I explained, there's no need to go through this, just go ahead and type this down quickly. This is for if the length of the actual sentence is greater than the answer, and you need the exact opposite in elif, where length of the actual sentence is less than the length of the answer. That's it, you're done till here. Now let's go ahead and quickly calculate WPM. Now just put in these lines. We have done all of this. We just saw the formula. Just type in these 3 lines. Now what you need to do is you need to say hsfile.seek 0. Go ahead and put that. We need to start extracting our high scores now and start comparing it. So initially it will be 0, right? So keep 0 in mind. And this is where we are extracting it. Your score, which is stored in the file high score text. So the value of line is 0. Now what we are doing is go ahead and simply type this entire thing and just keep listening to me simultaneously. If the WPM is greater than line, for example, this time you scored a WPM of 18. So if 18 is greater than 0, which is yes, what you will have to do is simply overwrite the value in high score.text with a greater one. So every time the user exceeds his or her score, it gets stored into high score. And now you use the message box class, and what you do is simply give a pop-up printing amazing, your high score is this much along with the value. Otherwise you say better luck next time, and you also display whatever score was got by the user. And that's it. I hope you finished writing it. And one last tiny function that you need to write, that if the user wants to close down, that is a finish. You need to close the file, very important. You need to destroy both the window and the root. That's it. That's all you have to do. And let's go ahead and try out the entire application now. I'll go ahead and close this. Okay. So for now, what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to sit and type the entire paragraph. We have seen how it actually looks like, and you've already got it in your code. I've just put in some random small sentences in here. Okay, so that's going to be my temporary word list. Let's go ahead and run it and see how much can I actually do. Okay, currently there you go. High score is currently 0 word per minute. And go. Okay, Larry is kind, maybe. Is there a full stop? No. Okay, and we submit. There you go. You have a new pop-up saying amazing, your high score is 34 words per minute. And okay, so let's try another one. We get Tom is coming here. Tom is coming here. I'm going to try and write a little slow out here so you all can see the other one. See, what do you get? Your score is 27 now, so better luck next time. And okay, and that's it, we are done. So what do we get? A high score text now holds the value 34. Okay, and it's no more 0. So do we get 34 when we open or run this next time? Yes, we do. We do get a 34 word per minute. And this was all about creating your own typing speed application, and test it and challenge your friends and family. Bye-bye. I hope you all had fun and enjoyed it. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.